Welcome to CBT News with Cheyenne Malone.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to CBT News. I'm Cheyenne Malone. On today's show, we are joined by John Fitzpatrick, President and CEO of Force Marketing. But first, here's a look at today's top automotive industry stories. According to the most recent Edmunds Used Vehicle Report, a growing number of consumers are upside down in their car loans as the used vehicle market continues to stabilize. The analysis revealed that 1 to 2 year old cars experienced the largest decrease in value compared to older used cars. Edmunds also reported 20.4% of new vehicle sales with a trade-in had negative equity in Q4, marking the highest level in 2 years. General Motors announced on March 12th that Gerald Johnson and Mike Abbott, two of its executives, will retire. The company has appointed Jens Peter Clausen, a former executive with Tesla, Lego, and Google, will replace Johnson, while Boris Sintonok, the current vice president of product and software, will serve as Abbott's interim replacement. These changes will take effect on April 2nd. The Detroit automaker noted that hiring Clausen is a substantial move as it attempts to surpass Tesla in producing batteries and powertrains. A Japanese chemical manufacturer, UBE Corporation, has recently announced plans to invest $500 million to build the first ever U.S. manufacturing facility that produces key chemicals in lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. The Louisiana project aims to strengthen the domestic battery supply chain by reducing the reliance on Chinese imports. Construction is set to begin mid-2026 with operations to follow shortly after. On March 13th, Cadillac unveiled its Opulent Velocity concept performance vehicle, celebrating the past, present, and future of Cadillac and its performance brand, the V-Series. The Opulent Velocity provides a glimpse into an upcoming zero-emission vehicle that embodies the brand's philosophy of performance and luxury. While the automaker has yet to disclose the vehicle's starting price, it has stated that further information will be released later this year. Look out for it. And don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with John Fitzpatrick, President and CEO of Force Marketing.
CBT News is expanding its reach like never before and is launching in over 70 million broadcasting households. Whether you have Roku, Apple TV, or a mobile device running on Android or iOS, you can now enjoy our engaging, in-depth interviews with dealers, automakers, trade associations, best-selling authors, motivational speakers, and so much more, whenever and wherever you are. Simply search CBT News in the App Store of your smart TV.
Last time you were in the studio, you talked about the trip out to NADA. You were speaking on a panel. I was there. You did a great job. Talk to us a little bit about that. It was the JD Power Summit, right?
JD Power Summit, and we had a great panel. We were talking about the EV topic, which is a big one.
That's right. And every dealer wants to know what's going on in that area.
That's right. And it's kind of become almost like a political topic inside of auto in terms of where you stand on it.
That's right.
And so anyways, we tried to break that down. We had Michael Berube of the Department of Energy and Mike Stanton and Rebecca from Cars.com and my buddy Chris May from JM&A. And we had a good discussion from different points of view.
Yeah, it really was.
All around, the EV evolution.
Sure.
We're past the revolution, it's the evolution. How are we evolving into this new product?
And there were many different opinions up on that. Not everybody was rowing in the same direction.
Yeah. Maybe even some breaking news, right? Michael Berube kind of shared some things that Mike Stanton didn't realize, and he was like, wait a second, I hadn't heard that yet. And I think that's the whole concept that we were there to, or at least I was there to sort of shed light on is, this is moving at such a fast pace.
Right.
We have gone too far too soon. There's no doubt about it. But that toothpaste is out of the tube, as they say.
Yeah.
So now how are we going to connect with the consumers that are shopping for EVs or considering EVs?
Right.
Are they taking longer in their customer journey to figure out if the EV is right for their family?
Right.
Absolutely. Right? But we can do a good job to educate throughout that process to make sure that our teams at the dealership and in the BDC center is adequately trained to handle the EV questions that are going to come into the department and the product differentiation of, well, what does it mean to own an EV vehicle versus an ICE vehicle? And so I sort of took the standpoint of, the Department of Energy and the head of the NADA can sort of debate on, the government and you know the,
well,
the
and
incentives.
They're both trying to serve two different elements there,
sure,
right?
I mean, sure. And then look, Mike Stanton, God bless him, he's got 17,000 new car dealers going. I've got product coming left and right, and I'm not really set up to.
And we don't have consumers banging the door down for them.
Right. And so what I was there to share was that I think the consumers are there. Right. I think they may not be quite there for the amount of inventory that's coming. Yeah. But for the inventory that's on lots right now, we can move those by properly connecting with consumers that are searching for them.
Okay, it's a big statement you're making there because there's dealers that are going, wait a second,
I know.
John.
I know.
We got these.
I know, and because they're looking, and as they should, they're looking forward to going, well, we've got 50 more models coming, and we've got all these incentives coming, and look, I think. Obviously, what came up a lot was the charging infrastructure, right? And the sentiment from the consumer that until you've got that infrastructure in place, I don't know that I'm purchasing that. Right. And then the affordability kept coming up. But look, just since NADA in the last 2 to 3 weeks, you're looking at the affordability metrics come down quite a bit. Yeah. And when you think about affordability as not just purchase price, but cost of total ownership.
Yeah, you take out the gas, right?
It's a different conversation.
Right.
Right? So everybody's focused, as they should be right now in today's economy, and with interest rates, but obviously with inflation, you're thinking about month to month. Right. We've got a month to month buyer. Mike Stanton brought this up. But what about the guy that needs to just care about the consumer that's just focused on getting through the month with their monthly payments? Well, the gas tank is a big one, right? And so what the EV offers
it's $100 every time I fill up my SUV. Every week, $100. Well, just under. It's like $95.
Right. So, Mr. or Mrs. Consumer, take that line item out when you buy an EV, right? To some degree. Now, there's some charging components, costs, right? But when you look at total cost of ownership, it's a lot more affordable than the public believes it to be. That's the education gap we're talking about. Right, right. Or at least we're trying to present, is that there may be a way to have a different discussion with consumers around this brand new product. Same thing, we had Stuart get up there, Stuart Strop, from JD Power, and he shared some very real statistics about EV charging. 85% of EV charging is happening at the home. Yeah. Wow. So while infrastructure is the top concern or fear, creating pause in the dealership to not buying one, the reality is 85% of the charging is happening at home.
That's right.
And be sure to watch this full interview right here at cbtnews.com. That does wrap our show for today, but we do invite you right back here tomorrow morning on cbtnews.com. And remember, it is easy to stay up to date with the most recent news and trends influencing the retail automotive industry. All you have to do is follow us. We are on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter. And now you can find CBT News in over 70 million broadcasting households. We're on Roku, Apple TV, Android, and iOS devices. Simply search CBT News in the App Store on your smart device, and you can watch our programming whenever, wherever. I'm Cheyenne Malone. Thanks for watching. You have a good one.
CBT News, your #1 resource for auto industry news and content.